Guys, fill in the blank Friday. You ready for it?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. You'll pick it up, Sean.
You got me excited, Ryan.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I haven't played it either, so I'm excited.
Everybody plays. We're gonna do this for a couple of segments. Ooh. I got 6 questions here. Okay.
Luke's throwing some music.
Yeah,
you guys want some music?
Yeah, give me a little something here to wet my whistle a little bit. Okay.
You to wet your whistle.
Yeah. Okay.
These kids don't know those sayings.
No, they don't.
Oh my.
Sean, you get the first question.
Okay.
Blank is the Lions player that I think will make the biggest surprise contribution this year. Blank is the Lions player I think will make the biggest surprise contribution this year.
You guys can yell at me. Is it a surprise? I'm going to say Khalif Raymond. Is that a surprise?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
I'll
pretty
say
good.
I'm high, like way high on Khalif Raymond. I really am. So I'll say Khalif Raymond.
Tom Mazaway?
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say Josh Reynolds.
Ooh, okay.
Josh Reynolds will step up his game, hook up with Jared Goff like the old days with the LA Rams, and Josh Reynolds will be one of the surprise players that will impact the Lions greatly this upcoming season.
Lucas, Blank is the Lions player that I think will make the biggest surprise contribution this year.
I'm going to go with Derek Barnes, the linebacker. I think he's in a contract year. We've heard a lot of noise about him competing with the ones and Alex Anzalone. I think Jack Campbell's spot locked up. But after that, I think it's up for grabs. And Kelvin Shepard, he does a great job coaching the linebackers. You saw what he's done with Anzalone and Rodriguez last year. I think it's going to be Derek Barnes here to kind of prove what he can do.
I hope you're right. Because I've said this once, I'll say it 10,000 times. I'm more worried about the run defense than anything. So I hope you're right.
He showed out week 18 against the Packers, too.
And
so
my boy Antonio Pittman.
There you go.
Yeah.
Parker?
Man, I think we kind of forgot about this guy last year. I mean, Lucas did mention this name, Malcolm Rodriguez. This is a guy that had a stellar first rookie year. And, I mean, this season we're not really hearing a lot about him because we're hearing more of Jack Campbell. This is a guy that was one of the best rookies drafted last year. So I think he's going to be easily one of the ones that is a surprise contributor.
Here's mine. And I thought long and hard about this. You ready for it? Levi Onwuzurike.
Okay.
You and Jeff both.
Levi Onwuzurike. I think this guy has a lot of talent, number one. He's a high draft pick. He's coming off an injury in which many people thought he would never play football again. But by all accounts, he is fully healthy, having a hell of a camp. And you want to talk about an area of the Lions' defense that could really use a little bit of a boost? It almost feels like Onwuzurike is a free player. If he can get in there and just kind of clog up that middle a little bit, I think the Lions are in for big things defensively. And the other guy that I was going to go with, Josh Paschal. We forget about Josh Paschal. And he is, Josh Paschal doesn't get the same grief, I don't think, that a guy like Jameson Williams gets.
It's because we forgot about him.
Well, one, you forgot about him, and B, it's being the number 12 pick, man, there's a lot of pressure that comes with it. If it was Josh Paschal that was the 12th pick and Jameson Williams the second rounder, that would be flip-flopped.
Yeah.
And when you trade up 20 spots for a guy, and when there's people like Christian Watson and George Pickens who won in the late first and second round, you're going to have more pressure around you.
No
Brian
doubt.
Clark's favorite player, George Pickens.
All right, Sean Belegian, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Teddy Bridgewater is a top blank backup quarterback in the NFL this year. Teddy Bridgewater is a top blank backup quarterback in the NFL this year.
Let me state the obvious first. I hope we never find out.
Yeah.
But the reality is in the National Football League, there's a chance you could. I'm going to go top 5.
Oh, wow.
I like Teddy Bridgewater a lot. I always have. And I'm still mystified. I think it's kind of subsided, but when word came out that first they were really interested and then got them, I'm still, how could anybody be against that? I was, and it was weird because I would ask people, I go, what don't you like about this? And you never got anything. It was weird. I just never got
Maybe
an
the
answer.
money?
I don't know. It was
Not
really,
your bunny.
It was like, okay, guys, and it was funny because one of the guys I was gonna yell, but I was in a nice mood that day. One of the guys in the chat when we were talking about it, and I used a line like, "Living, breathing organisms are against this move. Why?" And somebody literally said, "Well, we got Hendon Hooker." Okay, now I'm not as in good a look, moron. You don't want a rookie as your backup quarterback.
Plus, he's not playing.
And he's not playing.
gotta have a
It's
torn
like, what part
ACL
of that
still.
don't you understand? Hooker is more, let's see what this is a couple years from now. I thought it was an incredibly shrewd move, and it was very telling that Teddy wanted to come here. So, yeah, I have no problem saying top 5.
Maz?
I got top 10 for sure. Top 10. It was a great signing. We all wanted him. We wanted him since last year. We've been saying, you got to bring this guy in, got to bring this guy in. They did it. Hendon Hooker is going to learn from this guy. There's no downside
None.
to having Teddy Bridgewater here.
Well put.
He is going to be side by side with Hendon Hooker when Jared Goff runs this team and, God willing, stays healthy.
Lucas?
I'm gonna go top 4. I've always thought about this, and I think it goes Gardner Minshew, Taylor Heineke, Jacoby Brissett, and then Teddy Bridgewater. So I think he's top 4.
Parker?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go top 5. I think there's one person that people kind of forget about, and that's Case Keenum. Easily, I mean, he's a veteran. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, he took the Vikings to miracle play in Minneapolis with the Minneapolis Miracle. I mean, he's not the same age, obviously. He's not the same player as he used to be, but you can put him in any situation at any time. Case Keenum is a lot better. I think Teddy is easily in that 5 spot.
I'm going to go top 1.
You think he's the best?
Oh,
I think he's the best backup quarterback in the National Football
You could
League.
make the argument.
Would you rather, and just quickly, I'm going to. Heaven forbid something happens to Jared Goff. Would you rather Teddy Bridgewater or Gardner Minshew?
Gardner.
I'm gonna lean Gardner. But the thing is, it's not
Gardner.
like there'd be a huge gap.
Okay.
I'm not real,
Fair
like,
enough.
could you tell?
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
real, like, emphatic about it, but sure.
Marcus Mariota, Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy.
Andy Dalton,
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy.
Tyrod Taylor.
Teddy
Tyrod.
Bridgewater.
Tyrod was the one that I wavered on. Mitch Trubisky,
Oh God.
Teddy.
Teddy.
Jamison Williams.
Unless you're playing zone. Unless
Jameson Williams.
Ooh.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston I like, but he gets in
Teddy.
the way of the offense too much.
that one's close. That one's close.
Again.
Jameis
close.
can lose you a game.
Can we
though.
go back to Trubisky unless Matt Patricia's defense is playing zone against Trubisky? Then I'm going Trubisky all
Yeah.
day.
But then you've got
Stupid.
Jacoby Brissett, who we'll talk about this. Sam Howell beat him out for the starting job. You knew he would in Washington. Brian Hoyer for the Raiders.
No, God, no.
And Taylor Heineke for the Falcons.
I like
I
Heineken.
kind of like him, but I think
kinda
I
like
think
got
Teddy
that dog
better.
in him.
He's 6 of one, half a dozen of the
Yeah.
other.
Again, if you asked me any one of these quarterbacks,
I like Mike White.
Good call,
so he
man.
could throw
That's a good
4
call, man.
interceptions.
care.
Either way, I think the argument
5
is,
touchdowns.
the argument can be made that Teddy Bridgewater is the best backup quarterback in the game, and I'm glad the Lions have him.